Assalamualaikum and good morning to all. My name is Ashafika and I will continue with the presentation. Another class of mollusks is cephalopods. Cephalopods mean hard-footed. An example of cephalopods are squids and octopus. Squid and octopus refill their mental cavity with water and quickly expel the water out of the siphon. Though all cephalopods have siphon and mental cavity, not all of them are built for speed. Cephalopods also have tentacles and arms that can capture their prey by adhesive secretions or by suckers. They have powerful parrot-like beaks that can tear their prey apart. Cephalopods also have well-developed sense organs, including eyes that can focus like a camera. Particularly, octopus has well-developed brains that shows a remarkable capacity for learning. Next is Analytes. Analytes, sometimes called segmented worms. Most familiar members of Analytes are earthworms, marine worms, and leeches. Its size varies from microscopic to tropical earthworms that can be over 4 meters. Analytes are the only tropozoans with segmentation and well-developed coelom. Segmentation is the repetition of body parts along with the length of the body. And well-developed coelom is a fluid filled and serve as a supportive hydrostatic skeleton. The hydrostatic skeleton permits independent movement of each body segments. Annelids can also crawl on the surface instead of burrowing in the mud. Annelids also have setae that are bristles that protrude from the body wall. Next is earthworms. Respiration in earthworms. Earthworms reside in soil where there is adequate moisture to keep the body wall moist for gas exchange. Locomotion. Earthworms uses muscle contraction and the setae. When contraction happens, the longitudinal muscle will contract, segments bulge, and the setae will protrude into the soil. Consumption of food. Earthworms feeds on leaves or any other organic matter. These muscular pharynx will drown the food into the mouth, and muscular gizzard will store the food in the crop. The long intestine will digest and absorb the food, and the long intestine, whose dorsal surface has an expanded region called typhlosul, can increase the surface of absorption. Lastly, waste will be eliminated through the anus. Earthworm circulatory system. Annelids have closed circulatory system, which means blood always contained in the blood vessel. Hearts is 5 pairs of muscular vessels that connected dorsal blood vessel contain oxygenated blood to the ventral blood vessel. Pulsation of dorsal blood vessel and the 5 pairs of hearts responsible for the blood flow. Earthworm reproduction. Earthworm is hermaphroditic. During mating, two worms lie parallel and facing in opposite direction. They fuse mid-body segment called clitellum and secrete mucus to protect the sperm from drying out as they passes between the worms. After they separate, clitellum will produce a spine tube which moves along over anterior end by muscular contraction. As it passes, the egg and the sperm received earlier will be deposited and fertilization occurs. The slime tube then forms a cocoon to protect the hatchworms. There will be 2 other annelids that will be discussed, which is polychaetes and leech, and 2 group of polychaetes that will be discussed, which is clamworms and sensitive worms. Marine polychaetes have setae in bundles on parapodia. They also have breeding season, and only during this time they will have sex organ. Leeches live in freshwater habitats. They range in size less than 2 cm to 20 cm. They exhibit a variety of patterns and colors. Most leeches are brown or olive green. The body of leeches are flattened dorsoventrally. They have the same body plan as other annelids, but they have no septate, and each of their body rings have several transverse grooves. Most leeches are fluid feeders that attach themselves to open wounds. Among their modifications are two bloodsuckers, um, one oral, one small oral on around the mouth, and another one on the posterior one. Leeches are able to keep blood flowing by means of pyridine, which is a powerful anticoagulant in their saliva. Leech's saliva also contain a chemical local anesthetic properties, which is why the bite of a leech is not painful. Clamworms is a group of marine polychaetes. Clamworms, such as navis, are predators. They prey on crustaceans and other small animals. They capture their prey with a strong jaw that extend with a part of pharynx when the animal is feeding. Clamworms is cephalized. They have head region with eyes and sense organs. During breeding season, in Navis, some worms simultaneously shed a portion of their bodies containing either eggs or sperm, and this float to the surface where fertilization takes place. Another group of marine polychaetes is sessile floatworms. Sessile floatworms have radioles, which is isolated mouth appendages to gather food. This is a picture of Christmas tree worms, which is a type of floatworms that are sessile feeders. They have sense organs and spiral radioles.